Because, like you mentioned, there shouldn't be a different set of rules for certain Nigerians and another set of rules for more privileged Nigerians. 753 duplexes in Abuja, and I'm sure in a choice part in Abuja. I can't even begin to imagine when you estimate that what that would be in terms of money. How much money must have been stolen to be able to build this estate? The first thing I'd say is that, number one, for transparency and to deter, I think there's an element of shame that comes with naming the...
Irrespective of the political party you support currently in Nigeria or the politicians you support, I think the time has come. Nigerians, we the citizens, we realize that most of these institutions we have in Nigeria, like the likes of EFCC and the rest, are our greatest enemy. We don't have leaders in Nigeria. What we have are rulers who have made up their mind to deliberately oppress us and subject us to pains and agony. Yesterday, the internet was awash with the story, EFCC posted on X about a politician who looted, you understand, and built 753 duplexes with public funds. Guess what? They said a politician. They didn't state the name of the politician. They concealed the identity of the politician. If this was, was a Yahoo guy that steal money that does not even belong to them, they will put a signboard, he will publicize it on his social media. But here is someone that stole public funds meant to better the welfare of the citizen. They are concealing his identity. Guys, I love what AriseTv have done. AriseTv has done justice on this matter. They have lashed and they literally disgrace EFCC for becoming the enemies of the masses. Guys, I beg of you, as you watch this video, if you hate oppression in Nigeria, if you hate the way Nigeria is currently patterned, if you are one of us who see Nigeria the way the set is currently, that there is no hope, please, let's enlighten the world with this video. Share this video in all your platforms. As we watch this video together, now do me a favor by giving the video a thumbs up and please share. In case you are coming across my video for the first time, I want to welcome you specially to my platform. This Holy Ghost platform, Holy Ghost Son platform rather, a platform that tell you undiluted truth. The Lord bless you. Let's watch the video together now.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission announced on Monday that it has recovered 753 units of duplexes and other apartments in Abuja that were fraudulently built by a former top brass of the government who is being investigated by the agency. EFCC, in a lengthy post on X, said that the forfeiture of the property is the single largest asset recovery by the agency since its inception in 2003, while some Nigerians on X have questioned the identity of the former government official involved in the crime. Let me take this reaction from Mr. Ebony. He wrote, "What is the name of the former top government official? Which ministry, department, or agency did he head? At what period in time did he head the government NDA he stole the money from? What was the amount he stole from the government's coffers? After the forfeiture of these properties, what next? Will they be sold to recover the stolen fund, or will they be left to rot as it is the norm in Nigeria?" These and many more questions need answers in order to enjoy the trust of the public in your activities. I think Mr. Ebony's question quite apt. All of those questions are the sort of questions that we are seeing Nigerians asking the EFCC. They are quick to make this announcement. I mean, the post was quite lengthy. But we have seen that the EFCC, they would normally post a normal Nigerian. I mean, I did see a picture of Bobrisky after he was arrested and all of that. And we've seen normal Nigerians being posted on their website. So who is this top or former top brass government official who was involved in this scheme? 753 duplexes.
People are speculating because, like you mentioned, there shouldn't be a different set of rules for certain Nigerians and another set of rules for more privileged Nigerians. 753 duplexes in Abuja, and I'm sure in a choice part in Abuja. I can't even begin to imagine when you estimate that what that would be in terms of money. How much money must have been stolen to be able to build this estate? The first thing I would say is that, number one, for transparency and to deter, I think there's an element of shame that comes with naming the perpetrators, except it's going to affect the current case in court, because it did say that the person in question is still undergoing the court process. So maybe that's the reason why they've chosen not to reveal the identity. But if the court has ruled that it's been evidence that the person is not able to trace how they got the money to build this estate without linking it to funds that were gotten illegally or funds that belong to the state, then we deserve to know who the person is. The second thing is that we often hear of these recoveries, and kudos, yeah, fantastic. EFCC, you've done your job. You've recover the assets, but then what happens to the assets afterwards? Where does it go to? Are they, like the question on X asked, in the spirit of transparency, let Nigerians know the full process, not just this big announcement and celebration of recovery of assets, but actually that to ensure that the loot is not relooted, because that's what that's the concern for many Nigerians, that after they find this out, it goes into another person's hands and somebody else, or is sold at a giveaway price to somebody who is a friend of the house. So the process of also disposing of the asset to recover monies to put back into their coffers is also very important, so that it's an open bid and it's transparent as well. Right. But it is very sad to see the greed of one man, especially at a time when people are suffering, where you amass, and I'm sure that's not the only thing that this person has done. Yes, there's a lot more. To see that when people are suffering, what you're doing with your office of trust is to enrich yourself in a way that you can never finish spending the money. Some people have forgotten where their properties are. They don't even remember what they have because they've stolen, to the extent that they can't even begin to count how much they have. It's very sad. Yes. And beyond this, I have to say lastly, we should have processes to prevent these things from happening. It's not just the recovery of assets, but to ensure that they don't have access. The process by which this person was able to have access to that kind of money, build this, what was it? How did they get that sort of money? That's what we should begin to challenge as well.
Dr. Abati, what is the process really about unveiling or revealing the identity of such, persons? We have seen people on Twitter, even the former presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore, saying that it might be the former CBN governor or all of that. These sort of speculations, are they needed, really?
Which is the reason why, there should be full disclosure. What is important here is the people's right to know. What the EFCC is fighting is corruption, dealing with integrity, questions that have been raised by people's performance when they are in positions. The EFCC has quoted Section 24 of its Enabling Act, which gives it right to trace assets and to go to the courts to ask for the forfeiture of assets. In the ruling, in the judgment in this particular case, the judge was talking about the respondent. Now, in the court documents, in the papers, the respondent will be named, the person who is forfeiting the assets. I think that the non-disclosure is something that bothers the public, and no justification has been provided for that non-disclosure. The person should be named to prevent the kind of speculation that you have been seeing. That's number one. Number two is that this speaks to the collapse of values, standards in the civil service and public service system in this country. Once upon a time, in this same Nigerian civil service, if you took a car, in fact, you wouldn't even dare, to the office that was more expensive than your monthly salary or the income that is commensurate to your level, then you receive a query. Now, once upon a time in this country, public servants or civil servants traveling could not travel with their wives at public expense. But these days now, some people occupying certain positions, they will travel with their children, they will travel with wives.
Full disclosure.
They will even send body not be wood attachments.
What is that?
As advanced team and keep them in hotels.
Please, what is body no be?
Lamushwang, aka Lamushwang.
You have not heard of body
side
no
attachment, aka side balanco, aka side balaloo.
In addition to their
Lamushwang.
their wives are not, are they not?
Oh Lord, how
They will be in different
Am I supposed to
locations.
be laughing? What does this mean? Am I supposed to? Okay.
In any case, what I'm saying is that values have collapsed.
Right.
The third point is about the human being. Greed, because of the failure of our institutions, failure of standards, the greed of persons who have access to the public till has become very expansive. And that is why you will find one human being who will have 753 duplexes.
Unfortunately.
At plot 109, Cadastral Zone C09, Lokogoma District, Abuja, for the benefit of people who may want to go there and see. And the EFCC said, in addition to other apartments, one man,
Dr. Abati has given full disclosure, the address as well.
I think I was having a conversation with Rotis, and I was telling that corruption is the biggest problem. He said, no, our budget is not big enough. Our budget...
What happened to the money that you budgeted?
Look at Mr. Taiwo you didn't was saying yesterday. Our budget is not big enough. It's 31 billion. When you compare to South Africa, that is 5 times our budget. There's massive corruption.
Yeah.
Do you know how many schools this will build? Do you know how many healthcare centers? Do you know how many lives this will save?
Yeah.
So it shows you the level of corruption. But as regards non-disclosure, I will sing a song, Oji.
Tell me.
African China. Rich man waste money, they not they see him face for cry fighter.
Come on.
Poor man waste money, they go show him face for cry fighter. Tell me something we don't know. Rich man go de hala peya, modupe. Poor man go de shout, awala me, make una lead us where. No need this nation to fall inside where.
Right.
Rich man wasting money, they will never see their face.
That is quite.
Poor man wasting money, now they go see if it was a Yahoo boy, they will show you.
Yes, we've seen them. I mean, this is
One was jailed for stealing a governor's phone.
Yeah.
You see?
And we saw
In this same country.
Parade them.
Well, all
Yahoo
right.
boys, yes.
I mean, I guess this is what we're doing here. We're charging the EFCC, Nigerians as well, to give us full disclosure in order to instill public trust in your agency. We'll take another story. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has disclosed that a pastor of the church was arrested abroad for using the phrase "ladies and gentlemen" during a public address. Speaking at the church's monthly Thanksgiving service on Sunday, Adeboye explained that the attendees found the salutation discriminatory and offensive. So let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
They arrested one of my pastors somewhere abroad. What was his offense? He was going to speak, and he got up and said, "Ladies and gentlemen." That was his offense. Some people reported him. That is discriminatory. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen." What about those of us who are neither ladies nor gentlemen? Oh, truth.
Okay, Ayo, over to you on your comment on this story. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, these people have come again, in a church again.
Yeah.
They are now bringing their own, I've always had this issue about these transgender rights and all of that. How is ladies and gentlemen discriminatory, for crying out loud?
In some places, I think this speaks largely to cultural sensitivity.
Yes.
So if you're going into a new country, it's important to understand the culture of that country, because things have changed drastically. And I think it was just pointing to the fact as to how things have just gone, south, especially in the fact that now you have to think of what to say. I cannot address you anyhow. I have to ask you, how do you want to be addressed?
I'm a lady.
Are you a she or
I'm
a
a
he?
she. I'm a lady.
I remember once
Yes.
I was at a church, and it's even how they encroach on people's private right to religion and and their pursuit of God.
Yes.
If it's in a public space, it's understandable. But in a church setting, this is our belief. So it's also their freedom is an attack on religious freedom.
Yes.
That's the irony of it.
That's what I meant. Imposing those
transgender
transgender rights on people, really. I mean, it was said, Ayo. I'd like to take this story. Well, in a shocking development, a University of Benin graduate, Akakpo Ogone Ochuku, revealed in a post on X that he received a 5,000 naira prize award as the best graduating student in mechanical engineering, despite achieving a stellar GPA of 4.80 out of 5.0. While sharing the news on X, he posted a photo of himself with his certificate. His tweet reads, "Yesterday I received the sum of 5,000 naira as the award for best graduating student in mechanical engineering at the University of Benin for the 2021-2022 academic session. Having graduated with a CGPA of 4.0. I mean, Dr. Abati, I can't even believe this story. When I saw this story, 5,000 naira, I mean, what is he again? What's his university again? Well, Great Malabar. Malabite. Great Malabar, University of Calabar. I want to ask people, is this what happens here? 5,000 naira.
Yeah. You see, when these things were said in many of these universities, once upon a time, 5,000 naira was a lot in this country. And if they gave a best graduating student in a department an envelope of 5,000 naira, it made a lot of sense. But what has happened in this country is that there are many things that need to be reviewed that have not been reviewed.
Yes.
So what we can say is that the University of Benin, the Senate or the council accommodates everybody, should see this story that is now out in the public domain and see the need to revise it and say, well, 5,000 naira is not even up to $3.
Yes.
Can they buy up to a loaf of bread?
I actually thought it was $5,000 at first. Am I reading this thing properly?
It can be reviewed. But the thing about it also, about academic excellence, you don't necessarily measure it in monetary terms.
Yeah.
It's about the recognition. It's about the distinction. It's the fact that this person stands out.
Yes,
you know, and is an example for others. But in a country where, you know, people will cook overnight, I don't want to mention names. They will say they are doing marathon cooking. They will become sudden multimillionaires with people giving them gifts, giving them things. You know, in a country where somebody will sashay on the wrong way, and you know, the beauty queen is given vehicles and all that.
Yes.
But the man of intellect, the man who is you know, who is very bright, then gets a miserable 5,000 naira.
All right.
You know,
can we just please applaud this young man? Can we applaud this young man?
It can be a better thing.
Please put up his picture. There he is. He needs to be snatched up by, you know, companies out there. I mean, he's a brilliant young man who deserves more than 5,000 naira. Congratulations, congratulations.
It's just common sense.
Yes.
Even if the law was, they should be ashamed.
Can
I make sure even the vice chancellor out of his pockets can give more than
I'm not putting it in the certificate.
And he put 5,000, I say, because it was a common. I just want to make common sense according to the common sense.
Well done, well done, Ayo. Well.
All right, a quick one just before we end this video. Now, as it has been revealed by Omoyele Sowore, that the person that owned this property is Emefiele. Now, what I want to say is this: Emefiele is somebody Tinubu has been prosecuting, right? Is he prosecuting him since he came to office, or because of the Naira role he played against him during election? All right. Now, if Tinubu really claimed to be fighting a just cause, can he also extend this fight against corruption to the likes of Wike? There are rumors there that Wike, you know, the billions he stole is something else. Can he also, because he's fighting, they know before they came about, they know that Emefiele is a thief, he stole. He is one of them, their fellow thief. Now, there are many of these thieves in Tinubu government. I just call that one Wike, thief. Do you understand? Can he also, you know, extend, you know, this fight against corruption to them? Can he also extend it to this guy in his cabinet so that Nigeria can work for all? But I tell you the truth, I'm a man of God. I'm not trying to be negative. I don't see hope for Nigeria because we don't have leaders. Like I said, we have rulers. And this is a cartel that has held the country, the hostage that held us bad. What is your take on this, friends? Please don't forget to like and share this video. Make another person see. Thank you.